take your seats. I promise not to keep you too long. To God be the glory.
All right.
To God be the glory.
You ain't never forgot your faith. That's why all of this is going on.
Even in this moment, and in fact, let me retract that, especially in this moment, to God be the glory.
Amen.
I want to begin by, first of all, wishing this amazing church of New Mount Olive happy 100. 100 never looks so good. 100 never looks so good. To the amazing pastor and first lady of this house.
Wow, so much cool day.
We want to thank you. Andrea, I can't thank you enough for your fellowship, your sisterly friendship over the course of this Race and Beyond, and for everything that you all are doing on an everyday basis. To Faith in Florida, I want to thank you for what you do for our communities. Dr. Rosalind Osgood, our amazing MC. I can't help but to thank you. I tell you, aside from you and Dale Holdness at the very, very beginning, there were very, very, very few who believed that this race was even possible. And then there were you all, and you were joined by so many who helped us get to this point. I want to acknowledge as well in this moment the fact that we are also honoring veterans today. If there are any veterans in the place, would you please just stand where you are? Those of you who have served in the and y'all, let's give them the welcome round of applause. In so many ways, it's only right that in this venue and on this day, we celebrate what democracy is. We celebrate what so many of our veterans get up and go out and fight for abroad. The values that we hold so dear right here in the United States of America. The ability for one man, one woman to have one vote. For the principles and the values of democracy to be spread not only here but abroad. That on today, we find ourselves right here in Broward County, demanding that those same democratic values and principles are protected and are preserved, and that every vote counts. That every vote counts. I want to begin by saying that the campaign for governor, the campaign for U.S. Senator, the campaign for cabinet offices, that campaign is over. I'm not here to ask for votes. I'm not here to campaign for votes. I'm not here to make a closing argument for what it means to become the next governor of the great state of Florida. I'm simply here to say that for the votes that have been cast, they ought to be counted. What a notion. What a notion that we will find ourselves here just a few days after Election Day, begging, that for the people who got up and went out and legally cast their ballots, they have the opportunity to have those ballots counted. The America I know would say that that's automatic. The America that I know would say that we should be standing on the street corners demanding that everyday Americans and everyday Floridians have their votes counted.
Yeah.
And yet here we are. I want to begin by saying, because I already said I'm not here to campaign for your votes. What I am here to do, in part, is to say thank you. I cannot and I got got words. If y'all saw me debating, you know I have words. Right? But I have to be honest, I can't even muster the words that are necessary to express the depth of my gratitude. The opportunity to literally come from the bottom, right? Richmond Heights, to compete for the highest office in the land here in the state of Florida. To come from no money, right? No money as a candidate for governor, to be the candidate in the primary that was the brokest of the broke. The candidate that folks said certainly ain't possible, right? It was a lot of well wishes, and you're a nice young man, and waste your turn, and eventually it will come around to become the nominee of the Democratic Party. It is indeed the highest honor that anybody could ask for, and for 21 months, to have my wife and myself and my children make what for us was a pretty significant sacrifice on the belief that the American dream should be possible for us and for you too. The belief that it has to be possible for all of us. And the campaign all across this state. And I want you to know that even as we await the final tallies, that this election was pretty historic in its nature. Pretty historic. The fact that in this election, and as we talked about along the campaign trail, that we could see over 1.4 million people get their constitutional right to vote. Because we are alive. And we voted as if our lives depended on it. We voted for second chances. Because you're in the church, Pastor David said, I would even say we voted for grace. We voted to say that not one of us should be judged for a lifetime by our worst day. That's right. That's what we voted for. And what amazing victory there was in that. The fact that the next time there is an election in this state, that the people who were cast aside, were left out, who were thought to be forgotten, were being so full of process and all their work and goals. But God be the glory. So thank you for what you did. Thank you for what you did. For that coalition of individuals, for people who went out, and for those of us who voted to make that possible, that is not an insignificant feat. In my opinion, that is transformative to the future of the state of Florida. I believe that politics will never look the same in this state. I believe that politics will be changed forever by virtue of what we did. Let's also consider that in a midterm election, where the high voter turnout hovers around 6 million votes, that in this election, and even in the race for governor, just by comparison, presidential turnout hovers around just under 9 million votes. Then in a midterm election, over 8.2 million people went out and voted. 8.2 million. Historic proportions. That for the first time in nearly a generation, a Democrat, that be me, actually won Duval County in the What we have accomplished even up to this point cannot be underestimated. And now what we were here to do today is to say, count every vote. That's right. We know, and this is unfortunate, a lot has changed since election night. Election night, our race, we were some 80,000+ votes behind. my opponent. We are now fewer than 40,000 votes behind, having picked up 50,000 votes just since election day, as opposed to if you wonder why the President of the United States, the junior senator of the United States, Mr. Rubio,
That's right.
the sitting governor of the state of Florida are fighting like you know what to stop a vote count.
Yes.
I gotta tell you something. Look, God knows how this thing will end up ultimately, but if you got confidence,
Yes, we do.
you got assurance that the voters of this state chose you, then you will want every single vote to be counted. The church, I want you to know right now, before I walked into this room, I read that the governor has filed another lawsuit to try to keep the votes that were counted in Broward County just yesterday from being added to the total tally. These are legal votes. These are legal votes that have been cast. And we are right now in court fighting to have those votes counted.
Shame on them.
Voter disenfranchisement doesn't just show up when you have a man or a woman blocking the entrance to a polling place, or a dog.
That's right.
That's right.
Speak.
That's not voter disenfranchisement by itself. Voter disenfranchisement isn't even whether somebody has the right form of ID or not when they show up at the polling place. Voter disenfranchisement also includes when a man or a woman who gets up every day to go out there and work on somebody else's job in order to keep a roof over their head and clothes on their back and food on their and their children's table, either by choice or by necessity, choose to cast an absentee ballot. And they do the work, the diligent work of going down that ballot and assessing which candidate they want to choose in any of those races, and going further down that ballot to see what constitutional amendments they made or did not before, what judges they want retained, and then they dutifully restuff that absentee ballot back in the envelope. And they do as the instructions say, and they sign that thing and they put it in the mailbox, believing that when they put that ballot in the mailbox, that it will make its way to its intended destination, the supervisor of elections office. And that when it gets to the supervisor of elections office, that goodwill will be assigned to them, that they follow the rules, that they follow the regulations, that ballot will be opened, and that it will be assessed to count the intent of that voter. And I want you to know right now, in this state of ours, because the W in their signature may look different today than the W in their signature yesterday, that a volunteer may have the option of looking at that ballot and deciding that that vote is now null and void. That is also voter disenfranchisement. That is also voter disenfranchisement. And we believe that those ballots too ought to be counted here in the state of Florida. We believe those ballots ought to be counted. But voter disenfranchisement goes a little bit deeper than that, y'all. Voter disenfranchisement includes that young voter, that first-time voter, who was so eager, so excited, so disenfranchised before that point because they didn't believe that politics mattered to them. That repeatedly they had seen candidates and campaigns come and go, and never before had they felt motivated enough to take that next step. Maybe you're not a first-time voter. Maybe you're one of those voters who have watched elected officials come in and out, come to churches and make promises, come to synagogues and make promises, come to your doorsteps and host rallies and give you free food. But when it comes to delivering on the promises, those promises seem to never be kept. And so time, and over time, and over time, you get to a place where you really do wonder whether or not your vote matters. And something came along in this election. Something stirred in your nerves and in your sinew that said maybe this time will be different. And so you decided that you were going to go and that you were going to stand in line for 1 or 2 hours, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it was. Stepping out on faith and on hope that again this time might be different. And you cast that vote. And maybe you got there. And you weren't all the way certain whether or not the clerk was all the way treating you right. But you persisted all the way through it. And then in the aftermath of casting that vote, you hear the governor of your state, the president of the United States, the junior senator of the state of Florida say that there's rampant voter fraud in the process and we need to stop the count. With no proof, nothing except a vote margin that is increasingly shrinking as every vote gets cast. And the argument is that we ought to stop the vote count. What do you think that does in the mind and in the psyche of that person who just made the decision to step out to say that this time might be different? Voter disenfranchisement isn't always in what it is that we do physically at the precinct. Sometimes it's in the mind tricks that get played. Sometimes it's in the aftermath of an election where you see rampant attempts to disqualify your vote. Well, y'all, I'm here to say that this time is going to be different. This time is going to be different. This time has to be different. Because the truth is that it is in these moments where the impact of democracy reverberates not only in an election cycle, but in a lifetime. Now, whether the outcome for me in this race is different tomorrow than it is today is less important to me. I want you to know that. I want you to hear me clearly. I want you to hear me clearly. I have every confidence that I ran this race to the best of my ability. I have every confidence. I don't have regrets about it. I don't have regrets about it. I've got every confidence that we travel for 21 plus months to red areas, to blue areas, to purple areas, to parts of this state where I wasn't invited and maybe I wasn't welcome. But we went there anyway. And I said, in every single one of those places, the reason why I went wasn't because I was guaranteed to win their votes. I went because I wanted them to know that I want to be their governor too. I went there also because I believe that when you're elected governor of the state of Florida, you got to be governor for all the people of the state of Florida. And so we went there. And y'all, today I would be betraying everything we said on the trail as if I sat back and simply said, well, I'm not leading in the numbers, and so we just gonna sit back and watch this thing happen. I would be betraying every part of this state and every person we came into contact with if I didn't stand firmly in this fight and say whether you're in a red area or a purple area or a blue area that your vote deserves to be counted too. Your vote deserves to be counted. Whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, whether your supervisor is a black woman, a white man, a white woman, it doesn't matter. Now the other side would attempt to sow seeds to have us to believe that simply because the person who's over counting the votes might look like one of the candidates.
That's right. That's right.
That all of a sudden they lose all of their integrity.
That's right.
That all of a sudden they lose their rightful place to execute on their job. Let me just state this plainly. I don't know Miss Snipes, but I do know she was appointed originally by Governor Jeb Bush. That is no indictment on her. I'm simply saying, don't try to revise history. It is what it is. And her job, along with the other 66 supervisors of election, is to count every vote. That's their job. To count every single vote. Well, y'all, I want you to know that yesterday we entered the realm of a mandatory machine recount in my race and the race for the U.S. Senate and the race for for agricultural commissioner. And there were a number of other down ballot races that were in that 0.5 margin. Now that process is going to proceed, but if this is anything like what we saw in 2000, you all saw how the other side tried to organize to shut down that process.
Yes.
Because there exists on the books these timelines that say it's got to be done by this date. That if you don't get it done by this date, then you can shut the thing down. And I just got to say that ain't how democracy works.
That's right.
And ma'am, as you're pushing out on here to the left, please don't leave on my account. You are welcome. You're not leaving on my account. I want you to stay right here. I want you to stay right here. Listen, democracy is for all of us. Democracy is for all of us. I don't want you to leave it. I want you to stay right here. Because these elections are about you too. These elections are about your son. These elections are about making sure that you are seen and that you are heard and that this process is one that works for you too. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. This is why I feel, I gotta tell you, this is why I feel so deeply about this process. This is why I feel so deeply about this process. Because for too long, too many of us have been ushered out of the room. For too long, too many of us have been ignored. For too long, we've been told to sit in the corner and be quiet.
That's right.
For too long, we've been told that this table is only big enough for some of us. And as I said when I won the primary, we've got to build tables that are big enough, long enough, strong enough, deep enough for every single one of us to be able to stand. Everyone. Every one of us. Every one of us. You deserve a voice in this process too, as do you. And you, and you, and you, and you, and me. All of us deserve a voice in this process. We cannot get weary in doing well. We cannot get weary in our own well-doings. And y'all, this is a task worth fighting for.
Yes.
If we allow ourselves to be silenced, if we allow ourselves to be rolled in this process, if we allow these folks to show up at these precincts and intimidate our elected officials and our public servants and our civil servants from doing their jobs, shame on all of us. Shame on all of us. They don't get to shut down the process because they don't like the outcome. They don't get to shut down the process because they don't like how the votes are going. They don't get to to shut down the process because they're not winning. I've already said, let this process turn out the way it's supposed to.
Yes.
Whether that endures to my benefit or to the benefit of my opponent, what we got to stand in the gap on behalf of is democracy. Of the opportunity for everybody to have their seat at the table and have a voice. So I want y'all to know, I am in some ways tired. It's been a long 21 months. We laid it all on the field. But I want you to know I am energized around this mission to see every single vote counted in this process. I'm energized around it. I believe in our democracy. I believe that our democracy can and should work. But as I said, along the trail, power sees nothing without a demand. It never has and it never will. And so the task at our hand right now is to make sure that we show up and we show out in this process and let these folks know that we are not going to be ignored. We're not going to be hushed. We're not going to be set to the side. We're not going to be told that we don't have a seat at the table. We're going to pull up our own folding chair if you want to. We'll bring our own table if you want. But we're going to do our job to make sure that this process works for all of us. Maybe that's the legacy of this election. Maybe the legacy of this election, and I don't know it, y'all, but I trust God.